When appear, good morning,
Good morning, Daniel. We would like to be referred to as David and Goliath version of yes, and all is well in the land of David and Goliath this morning. No stones have been thrown yet. Yeah. Oh, Edwin.
I won't throw stones. You will be the one to throw.
No. Goliath doesn't throw stones.
We can actually do wrestling instead of stone throwing.
Oh no, wait, Edwin, are you sure of what you're saying?
It would be nice for her to lie on top of it.
I don't want to be accused of first-degree murder, Edwin. Please. Good morning to Elom. So Elom texted yesterday and she said, "Oh, so that's Edwin Appiah. He's so cute." Oh. So yes, Elom, this is Edwin Appiah. Good
Edwin,
morning.
One day on the news review, your admirers have started multiplying.
And I was not even looking my best yesterday. I'm getting these cute reviews. Can you imagine by Friday?
Charlie. This is your confidence. Well, you have the confidence of David, doesn't he?
Exactly.
Well.
All right, guys, let's start with the Daily Herald this morning, Edwin.
Yes, the Attorney General is running, witness is running from his claim against Opuni. That's the first story on the Herald. And you are not working, just chopping. Franklin Cudjoe tells Standards Authority's third deputy CEO. And then Zanata Rawlings is blasting government over economic hardship and also disagreeing with her parents. That's a family affair.
On the front page of the Publisher, you can expect a power outage to hit you somewhere in Accra today. And there's some maintenance works going on, apparently quite major. So there will be lights out today and tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 31 grabbed over KNUST riots as NPP gurus call for VC sack. 19 years under Rawlings was waste of time. That's according to Nyaho. And MPs blew $85,000 each in 2016 election.
Yes, and in the Ghanaian Chronicle, it says NDC outdoors militia for 2020. Asiedun Ketia backs it, says Broja Jemfi. And transport operators are cashing in on the UST's closure. And there's an inside story about Buhari saying those who feel they have another country can leave Nigeria.
Oh, that sounds painful. On the front page of the Finder, NMC bears teeth over government's plans to appoint board CEO for independent company to manage DTT. KNUST crisis requires high intervention. That's according to the government. After amnesty, GRA is now ready to bite hard, and that's according to Kofi Nti on the front page of the Finder.
In the Daily Graphic, we have an inside story about wealthy yet so poor. The sad story of mining communities, and this is probably the 100th time that Daily Graphic has done a story on this. There's an inside story feature actually by Elizabeth Ohene writing on who speaks for the Avis. And there's also a story about samples of dead tilapia set for abroad for investigations.
Who speaks for who? Elizabeth?
The Airways.
Yes, for the Airways. Airways, that kind of thing. Yes. Yes.
Right.
So dead tilapias are traveling to the US for investigation. So if you've not traveled before, tilapias have taken the lead. Tilapias have taken the lead. Although in your defense, they are dead.
Well, I mean, that definitely makes it better.
Yeah.
On the back page of the Ghanaian Times, poor roads causing post-harvest losses in Nabdam districts. PSC Tema Shipyard is crying for help. And on the front page, it's our job to appoint CEO Board of Directors of CDTCL. That's according to the NMC. 5 perish in freak accidents at Bonsu Junction. Prosecution ends case against Afoko, and the KNUST story also trending on the front page of the Ghanaian Times.
In the new crusading guide, Prophet Tavia is saying pastors and politicians are the cause of Ghana's woes. And underline the words pastors and politicians, not the prophets or prophets.
Yeah, so the prophets
the prophets are not part.
Okay.
It's the pastors and the politicians, says the prophet, right? And there's also the story about Eastern Regional NDC executives are saying that Barbin is the future president. Barbin, the veteran politician, is the future president. NMC indicts Justice Anand for soliciting 35,000 cedis to destroy Anas and Kwekubako. And then there's another story of Kolebu to be saddled with judgment debt over the sacking of 7 top directors in kangaroo tactics.
On the front page of the Today, and Edwin, this one really got me. Calm returns to KNUST as students vacate campus. Obviously, if there are no students on campus, there would be calm.
There would be calm.
Except, it's a bit of a misleading headline.
Except if you think that trees can also protest.
Perhaps. I mean, yes. PwC on Woyome's tail acid investigates his assets. That's the Today.
Yes. In the Daily Statesman, Fritz Bafo slams Mahama, accuses JDM of choosing half-baked boys and girls. Ghana leads the way on free SHS as Sierra Leone gets ready to learn. And the state is recruiting 2,700 extension officers in a job creation spree.
On the front page of the Daily Guide, 2 die in Mahama convoy in Brong Ahafo. There's a focus story also on there. And 4 ministers storm KNUST over students' riots grill Vice Chancellor. I'll bring you more on that story in a little bit.
I have one on the creation of new regions. Akufo-Addo is saying it's not about an MPP NDC exercise. He's saying this in the Ghanaian Observer. And UST students petrol bombed 5 rooms, the university management is saying.
Finally, from me on the business and the front page of the Business and Financial Times, government creating safe and secure cyber society. That's according to President Akufo-Addo. Be responsible investors. The public has been told. Bank of Ghana unveiled directives to fight cybercrime, and that's about it for the Business and Financial Times.
Thanks, Edwin. Thanks, Enima. Enima, let me start with you. Let's go to KNUST now. Are the trees rioting or there's really calm?
Is the international students?
No, the international students are definitely not rioting.
They will definitely lose their way if they start rioting. They don't know the place very well. I mean, they can end up in the bath.
No, but Charlie, when I was in tech, the international students, they knew what they were doing. Yeah, it was good times. Anyway, let's move on. But really good
these
times.
Stories with international students. It seems that there's a lot more to be told. Anyway.
Okay, so just pretty much an update. We know that 20 more students have been arrested after Monday's rioting. That brings the number to 31. The first 11 were bailed, so now there are 20 behind bars. The thing about this story is that the focus is slightly shifting now to the Vice Chancellor of the university and his somewhat dictatorial approach to governance. Ebo Kwanta, is asking in the Chronicle that are we to assume that all was peaceful until the directive to convert all halls of residence to mixed halls was given? So that's another angle that's coming out. Also, the media has come under attack a little bit of they're being accused, well, we are being accused of not highlighting previous concerns of the students. And so they're saying that maybe this is what it took to get our attention about the things that have been happening there. Talking about the things that have been happening, apparently the concerned Katanga alumni issued a press statement stating at least 11 claims of oppression and maltreatment, including caning students, asking them to kneel in the rain, and they've been calling for the resignation of the Dean of Students, the Vice Chancellor, and asking that the alumni be dissolved. Now, we know that yesterday the Minister of Education, Dr. Opoku Prempeh, Mr. Kanda Pa, Minister of National Security, and also Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, the Minister of Information Designate, met with the Ashanti Regional Security Council, reps of the University Council, management of the university led by Vice Chancellor, and the SRC. Now, according to Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, who was speaking on PM Express yesterday, he cannot fully disclose what went on in that meeting. However, they're trying to take into account everybody's side of the story, and there seems to be an issue of confluence of issues. Yes. So the issues are not coming together as clearly as we would think, but it looks like there's a lot of things that have been going on. He said that it's important that all sides all sides' accounts are taken into account before an issue before a statement is released concerning that. So that's where we are. Okay. Really with the KNUST issue.
Yesterday, I got a bit of an impression of that when we had Katanga alumni in studio talking about the conversion of halls to female halls, to mixed halls, and we had the SRC PRO saying that this is not about the conversion of halls, this is about brutality. So today we are going to try and get another side of the story from students, female members of Katanga and Unity. And also some ladies will be joining us in studio. Gloria Bwede will be joining us. We'll be speaking with Dr. Jeannie Araba Yankson in Sia. She's a occupational health and petroleum doctor, CEO of Healthwise Medical Center, Tema. She will also be joining us. Ifiba Harrison will also be joining us in the conversation.
That would be interesting. You know, the youth councillor yesterday, good morning, Elder Kevin Amos Annan, was talking about how we tend to now use force to achieve certain things, you know, in public institutions, and he was expressing worry about why dialogue doesn't look like the go-to option whenever, you know, disagreements spring up.
Yeah, it's a matter of concern that we'll be dealing with today on the show. But anymore, let's stay with education, shall we?
Yes. So we know that there was a conference and there was a conference with the University of Ghana Open Distance Education. I'm not going to try and pronounce the name, but the Foundation Vice Chancellor of the National Open University has called for us to eliminate examinations across Africa. He's saying that we should focus on continuous assessment, which really gives you a better idea of where the students are, and move away from the chew and pour. As we said, he said that we focus too much on the cognitive skills of our students, and we're not encouraging them to be creative, and so we're bringing out students who cannot be used on the job market, and that is a really big problem.
Which is exactly what we discussed the entire last week, how we focus too much on chew, pour, pass, and forget. How Anis Hafa will call it, chew, pour, pass, and be poor. Eben.
I was supporting Nico not to write an exam. That
is really
enough to take you back to university,
really?
Isn't it? Anyway, let's talk about the 7 directors sacked at Korle Bu.
Well, Korle Bu and their issues. The Crusading Guard is reporting that 7 directors have been sacked. They are saying that the move was orchestrated by the board chairman Bernard Okuboy, who is also MP for Leje Kuku constituency in the Greater Accra region. The story says that the positions were advertised, although 5 of them were not vacant. That is, 7 positions were advertised, 5 were not vacant. They were advertised in the Daily Guide, in Daily Graphic. The positions were Director for Medical Affairs, Director of Administration, Director of Pharmacy, Director of Finance, Director of HR, and the Director of Nursing and Midwifery, and the Director of General Services. And they are raising questions about why remove the directors when they are already the directors in office. Why advertise their positions when the position is not vacant? The story talks about why public servants do not come under political appointees and therefore are not removable by political appointees. It also raises questions about why a rule of law government has thrown the rule of law to the dogs, and raises issues about corporate governance. When we talk about corporate governance in Ghana, it's becoming a big issue. Remember last time, the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company, the board fired the CEO who fired the finance officer, and then eventually government had to come and dissolve the board and then leave the CEO. So
that's one tough CEO.
Yes, exactly. I mean, if a team of 11 players are not playing very well, it's better to sack the coach. In this case, we sack the players.
Jose Mourinho of Manchester United will be very happy
exactly.
with that analogy. A lot is happening as Korle Bu, and we need to keep our eye on that. But guys, let's move on into the Tema Oil Refinery, which is also sacking people.
Yes, so they've evicted about 90 bulk road vehicles and trucks. Now, these vehicles and trucks, they started trying to evict them last year. So it's been about a year. They are parked outside, and apart from the fact that they are parked outside, the drivers are cooking, they are burning refuse, siphoning fuel, and just doing a lot of things generally with a lot of fire. So it's a major issue. Dr. Entry Besiak, who is a PRO for TOR, has said that the area has been barricaded. They were able to move these drivers without any problems, but obviously with a very strong police and military presence, and so that area is now safer. He said that the main issue with this is that if anything happened at the refinery in terms of fire and an explosion, these tankers were parked in such a way that it would be difficult for people to exit quickly and safely. So we're happy that they've been moved.
Yes, for safety reasons.
Yes, for safety reasons.
Edwin, let's talk about the DTT platform.
Yes, the DTT platform. I used to call it DDT.
I've called it DDT.
That's a very deadly name.
It took a time for me to actually get it. DTT. Yes.
Let's thank God for his message.
Terrestrial television. Yes, exactly. Yeah. The National Media Commission has petitioned the president, to get the communication minister to rescind moves to appoint board members and CEO of a new company to manage Ghana's DTT. They are saying that the decision to appoint the board members violates Act 168 of the 1992 Constitution, which mandates the NMC to appoint board members of any state-controlled, state-owned agency working in the media space. So they want Akufo-Addo, our rule of law ruler, to lay down the rules.
Given the rule of law to the dog.
Exactly, to the rule of law ruler to lay down the rules for the communication minister. They are saying that the danger is that if you allow the NMC, if you push out the NMC in appointing these boards, you compromise the independence of these agencies, like the government appointing the Daily Graphic editor or the editor of Ghanaian Times, and he's saying that Ghana risks losing its standing when it comes to media freedoms because government would then be sidestepping the constitutional and influencing,
yeah.
So this is the third issue that we are looking at. Okay, second for this morning, but third that we have raised. There's also the Korle Bu issue. There's this one, which is also a similar case of persons complaining that government is meddling in the affairs of a company that should be operating on its own. And then we mentioned the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company on its own. I think it's time for us to be thinking about having a conversation around these things.
I think so. I think so, because you see, in Ghana, the reason why our democracy is not bearing the fruit is because the president is too powerful.
Exactly.
And this
Our
is what
democracy
the prophet said, and you were saying that he said it.
But the prophet too is powerful.
The point is that he said it.
In fact, the prophets are too powerful in this country. They can actually tell you the color of the boxes you are wearing in this country. The president can do that.
And if you are okay, moving on. Edwin and I have decided that we're going to go into pepper farming.
Yes.
That is hopefully if there's no ban on pepper farming, because there is a threatened ban on.
I'm sorry. What will you name the pepper?
David and Goliath
pepper industry.
Because there'll be the big peppers and then
the
there'll be
small pepper, like chili and
Thank you.
What about the in between?
We have understood ourselves. Don't come and put yourself in our matter, please. Anyway, so we know that there was a 3-year ban on exporting vegetables in Ghana between 2014 and 2017, during which time we lost $30 million in revenue because we were non-compliant with EU standards. Well, 12 months after this, Ghana may be facing another ban when it comes to pepper because we're in danger of being blacklisted over doubts over quality. So every year we export 24,000 tons of pepper to the EU. The income generated as it waters down to each farmer comes to about 2,000 Ghana cedis per month for every 1.5 acres of pepper that you have given or that you have sold. Now, 24,000 tons per year means that we get 21,600,000 Ghana cedis from exporting pepper, which is quite a lot of money, and most importantly, which trickles down to the farmer. The farmers are saying that the problem is being caused by the Ministry of Agriculture because they are not coming on time to inspect the peppers, and so by the time they do come and inspect the peppers before they're gone, they're deteriorating, and there's larvae and maggots and all those kinds of things. So we're going to watch that space and see. I hope that's
exactly. You know, 20 million cedis from chili pepper is almost half of what we used to pay for free SHS in the first year of operation.
Well, there you go then.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Sierra Leone is coming to learn free SHS from us. Exactly. It's like taking marriage counseling from Gus, who got married less than a month ago.
2 days ago.
I mean, Sierra Leone, Charlie, stop that.
I hope the ambassador doesn't listen to the show in the morning.
Anyway, good morning. Good morning. We support free SHS and learning from us.
Maybe we are not the only country that they are learning from.
Well, we hope so.
We are in quite similar circumstances. So let's finish off, Edwin, with the sad story of the mining communities. You know,
it's sad. You know, when it comes to mineral deposits, it's just a mineral deposit. Actually, even fishes in the sea. If you go to, there's a story about how the Chinese pair trawling is really hurting our fish stock. But today, Daily Graphic is talking about mining in the western region, and it talks about communities like Takwa, Takrady, Pristia, Dunkwa, Onofin, Bogoso are deprived of developmental projects, whilst bumpy and dusty roads are what the residents have to deal with. Just recently, some of the residents went on a demonstration shouting Yeniabri call and all that, and pregnant women are finding it difficult to travel the distance to access medical care when they are in labor. The last 2 months ago, Mind Online did a story on it, and if you look at the images, the pictures of how muddy the road is in the western region, how the best comes from the west and the west goes to the west, is just...
You know what the president called it? He says the state of the western region is a scar on the conscience of the nation.
Well, I'm supposed to be saying that. He's not supposed to be saying that.
In his defense, he was saying
the scar.
In his defense, he was saying that when he was campaigning some 2 years ago. He repeated it at a meeting, I think, with the Ghana Chamber of Mines last year or this year. And Mr. President, maybe we need to be doing some cosmetic surgery to remove the scar. It's a very, very worrying issue. Thank you very much, Edwin and Nima. We are going online now. The online news review is brought to you by Zenith Bank. In your best interest, Coil Good Energy, and download the Save Doctor app now from Google Play. Save Doctor, the future of better medical care. Now, Goil, your trusted #1 and biggest indigenous oil marketing company, says Ayiko to our numerous customers. Your loyalty to the Goil brand has again been rewarded. For the third consecutive year, Goil is the CIMG Petroleum Company of the Year. We dedicate this award to you, our valuable customers, for staying with us through thick and thin. Continue to buy from any of our 300 plus service stations for quality fuel and lubricants. Buy Goil and let's support the economy. Goil, good energy. Goil, Yenara Yedia. Now is the time to own a Zenith MasterCard. Apply for your Zenith MasterCard debit or prepaid card and enjoy 2 great benefits. No issuance fee and a chance to receive a gift of the city equivalent of $50 on your Zenith MasterCard. Don't be left out. Sign up for our Zenith MasterCard debit or prepaid card today. Offer is available to account and non-account holders. Terms and conditions apply. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. MyJoyOnline.com reports that KNUST lecturers are caning students, others ordered to kneel in the rain. We'll be dealing with this KNUST story from the perspective of female students of Katanga and Unity. Remember, that's coming up today. Khashoggi's, I should say, Ghanaian American editor, leads campaign to seek justice. Karen Atia, who is the Ghanaian American editor of murdered Saudi Arabian journalist Jamal Khashoggi, she reports for the Washington Post. Well, she's an editor at the Washington Post, is leading a campaign to seek justice for him. She wants an explanation from Saudi Arabia, which is where, well, technically, which is where Mr. Khashoggi died. The BBC.com says Somalia's Vital Amin ambulance service faces closure. I should say Somalia's Vital Amin ambulance service faces closure. You want to get more details of that, you can go on the BBC. We're going to make way for the BBC News at 7 now. Coming up after this. Stay with us.
This was Kwame's life before Interplast In Green Irrigation System.
Kwame, sorry, what on it from?
In the dry season, Kwame would use buckets to water his 5-acre farm. By evening, he's so tired, so his wife